Imagine if every word you spoke was a thread, weaving the fabric of your identity. The way you communicate is more than just transmitting information. It is a window into your thoughts, emotions, upbringing, and even subconscious beliefs. What if I told you that the words you choose, the tone you use, and the rhythm of your speech reveal more about you than you ever intended? Today we are diving into something truly eye-opening. By the end of this discussion, you will not only understand why you speak the way you do but also uncover hidden aspects of yourself that you may have never considered. And the final revelation? It just might change the way you approach communication forever. Language is more than just a tool. It is a fingerprint of your mind, a signature of your experiences, and a reflection of your inner world. From the structure of your sentences to your instinctive choice of words, every aspect of your speech is shaped by deeper influences: your psychology, environment, and even biology. Think back to a time when you met someone whose speech immediately captivated you. Perhaps their voice was calm and soothing, or maybe their words carried an air of authority that commanded respect. Now contrast that with someone whose speech felt scattered, hesitant, or uncertain. What made the difference? Was it merely their choice of words, or was something deeper at play? The truth is, the way we speak is not random. It is influenced by countless factors: our upbringing, social circles, cultural background, and even the way our brains process information. Psychology has long studied the connection between language and identity. Sigmund Freud believed that speech patterns often reveal subconscious desires and internal conflicts. Modern research in linguistics has shown that vocabulary and speaking style can indicate everything from confidence levels to emotional states. Consider this: studies have found that people who frequently use filler words like and like are not necessarily unsure of what they are saying. In some cases, these words serve as cognitive tools, giving the speaker time to process information. However, excessive use of fillers can also signal nervousness or a lack of certainty. On the other hand, individuals who speak with deliberate pauses and controlled pacing often come across as more confident and authoritative. But what about the words themselves? Our choice of words is perhaps one of the most revealing aspects of our speech. Research in psycholinguistics has uncovered fascinating insights into how word usage reflects personality traits. For example, people who frequently use personal pronouns like I and me tend to be more introspective and self-aware, whereas those who favor collective terms like we and us often display stronger social connections and empathy. There is also the question of formality versus informality. Think about how your speech changes depending on whom you are speaking to. When addressing a close friend, your tone is likely casual, filled with colloquialisms and slang. But in a professional setting, your language likely becomes more structured, precise, and refined. This shift is not accidental. It is an adaptive response shaped by social conditioning and learned behavior. Now, here's something even more intriguing. The way you speak influences not only how others perceive you but also how you perceive yourself. The psychological concept of linguistic relativity suggests that language shapes thought. In other words, the words you habitually use can reinforce certain thought patterns and beliefs. If you frequently describe yourself using negative language, saying things like, "I'm terrible at this," or "I always mess up," you may be conditioning your mind to accept these statements as truths. On the other hand, making a conscious effort to use positive and empowering language can help cultivate a stronger and more resilient mindset. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you really paid attention to how you speak? Have you ever noticed certain patterns in your speech that might be revealing more about you than you intended? Take a second to reflect. Do you use words that emphasize confidence or hesitation? Do you speak with clarity, or do your words sometimes get lost in uncertainty? As we continue, we're going to explore even deeper layers of this fascinating topic. Beyond just words and tone, there are subtle elements within your speech that hint at your personality, social standing, and even your level of emotional intelligence. Consider the speed of your speech. Fast talkers often convey excitement, urgency, or even anxiety, while slow speakers tend to project calmness, thoughtfulness, or deliberation. Then there's intonation. Do you frequently end sentences with an upward inflection, making statements sound like questions? This can subtly indicate insecurity or a desire for validation. Conversely, a steady, downward intonation can signal confidence and assertiveness. Additionally, nonverbal cues play a crucial role in communication. Body language, facial expressions, and hand gestures all complement speech and provide further insight into a person's emotions and intentions. For example, someone who speaks with open hand gestures is often perceived as more trustworthy, while someone who frequently crosses their arms or avoids eye contact may appear closed off or defensive. The words we use are not only shaped by our personal experiences but also by the cultural and societal norms that surround us. Language is constantly evolving, influenced by social trends, technology, and historical contexts. Have you ever noticed how different generations use language differently? Older generations may favor more formal speech, while younger ones embrace slang and digital communication styles. This linguistic evolution reflects shifting attitudes, values, and ways of thinking. Furthermore, multilingual individuals often exhibit fascinating variations in speech depending on the language they are using. Studies suggest that people may adopt different personalities or emotional tones when switching between languages, further proving that language is deeply intertwined with identity and cognition. Ultimately, understanding the intricacies of our speech patterns can be a powerful tool for personal growth. By becoming more aware of how we communicate, we can consciously refine our language to align with our intentions, enhance our confidence, and improve our relationships with others. Communication is not just about speaking. It's about connection, perception, and self-awareness. Now, as we close this exploration, I challenge you to pay closer attention to your speech over the next few days. Observe your word choices, your tone, your pacing. How do you speak when you are nervous? How does your language shift when you are excited or passionate? Most importantly, consider how you want to be perceived and whether your speech aligns with that vision. The final insight is this: communication is a skill, and like any skill, it can be refined, improved, and mastered. The way you speak is a reflection of who you are, but it is also a tool you can wield to shape who you become. Choose your words wisely, and they just might transform your world.